Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our live broadcast. We're here to answer everybody's questions. Now, tonight is our second session of boot camp. Last Thursday, we started with creating your profile. The purpose of our boot camp in 4 sessions is to show you how to create your profile, connect with people, communicate with the right people, and close sales. There is no faster, easier way to do this. The 4-step formula, create, connect, communicate, and close, is behind the success of the top earners in just about every network marketing business. Tonight, we're going to be talking about how to connect with the cream of the crop of prospects, the people that you know that have large circles of influence, the friends of your friends with large circles of influence, and the people you want to know, strangers that have large circles of influence. And it all starts with tweaking your profile, making yourself visible. That's it. You open up your settings so people can see who you are, can see what you do, and amazing things happen. Listen to what happened to Craig.
Craig, is that you?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Would you share with everybody what happened?
Well, yes, to be honest, I really thought that this was just a lot of hype. I really did, but I said, well, I'll go ahead and try it anyway. So you got my Facebook profile cover and changed my picture, took some things off, and to my surprise, I got immediately after that 6 friend requests from qualified prospects. It was really amazing, professional people. Got 1 request from the vice president of the Yamaha Corporation I used to work with, and it was amazing on that. I got many new people and old people commenting on my new profile page, and I've never had that before. They liked the profile page. I got 2 people asking me to join my internet business. It was absolutely crazy. They just sent a message and said, Craig, can I join your internet business? The reason why they never knew I had an internet business. You know, I said that I was a music education director, and, you know, I was a wellness educator, and that's it. And then when you went in and changed my header in LinkedIn and changed my intro in Facebook, then it just blew up like crazy. Now, I do have now 4,400 people, and it's just going like crazy. And I love it when I never had people to just come in and ask, may I join your internet business? And I never talked to them before about it. But because my Facebook profile page said that, then whenever they click, my introduction or my header show every time. And one guy said, well, I'm so happy to see all the things that you do. So on all my things that are listed on my header and in my intro, I'm getting responses on all of those. It's just amazing. I never knew something like that would even exist.
We heard from Lane last week.
Yeah, so I had been just kind of trusting Max and going step by step through the process. And to be honest, I had this little voice in the back of my head that was saying, this isn't going to work. What are you thinking? But I decided to trust and move forward with the process anyway. And then all of a sudden, just with this profile that you're seeing now, one of my friends that I used to be in another network marketing company with, first of all, he sent me a message, a LinkedIn message, and I guess I didn't see it quick enough. He was so excited to talk to me that he actually picked up the phone within a couple hours later. And he said, what are you doing, Lane? What are you doing? And then we had a conversation, and I said, yeah, I'm with this new company. And next thing you know, within 24 hours, he's now on my team. So I was pretty excited.
This is
Yeah,
what,
so I had
now. Unfortunately, these are the kind of messages that are going out. LinkedIn closed the account of this person after he sent this message to hundreds of people. By any chance, would you be interested in taking a look at the largest online shopping club in North America currently? One of the reasons why you don't want to put anything about your business on your profile is exactly this. There are people that are flat out sending these messages out. And, you know, to people that clearly indicate that they're looking for an opportunity. So you do not, under any circumstances, want to put yourself out there with the name of your company, or you'll get shot down immediately. These people just don't know. Okay, now let's kind of look at some of the folks that are here. If you have any questions, I see Mohammed's got a question. Okay, so for all of you that are in Melaleuca, because that's what's being described, this is what you're looking at. Thousands of these messages are being sent out, and LinkedIn closed the account of this person. You do not want to have anything on your profile about your business. And I promise you that LinkedIn is going to become your favorite social network. So I'm going to switch screens. I'm going to go over here. And let's kind of scroll down and look at some of the folks that are here. And we'll take a look at Lynn. And let's unmute Lynn.
Max, how you doing?
I am doing good, Lynn. Welcome to boot camp.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Let's look at what you have now. We look at your contact information. Come on. Okay, now there's a couple of things that you can do with this that will get you some almost immediate responses, and that is to add your birthday.
Okay.
And when is your birthday?
February 15th.
Okay, well, what you can do is go up here And they don't ask for the year, but go ahead and put your birthday in September, put it in September. And
Okay,
make it September 24th.
will do.
And what that's going to do is everybody that you're connected to is going to see on the 24th, it's your birthday. And they're going to send you a little, hey, happy birthday message. And that can start a conversation. Now, we come down here a little further. So let's look at everything. So we have here, you're an NLP coach. And so do you have a separate coaching business for NLP?
I do. I do, yes.
Okay. So is that what this is down here? Certified?
That's right. Yeah, that's another certification, but it is kind of related, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this is kind of what you want to do. Got a couple of, subtle tweaks that you need to, to make to really kick this up. So how are you doing on LinkedIn now? How is all of this working for you?
To be honest, I have not used LinkedIn to its full potential, and that's why I'm here. I think I've lost a lot of opportunities and really want to, really want to focus these next few months on, capitalizing.
Gotcha. So, what you're in Melaleuca?
I am, yep.
And how long have you been with them?
Since 2008, building since 2013.
Okay. And so what level are you?
Director 4.
Super. So you want to get to senior director?
You know it.
Okay.
And Vic has been my mentor.
Yeah. Well, you couldn't ask for a better one. I've been working with Vic now for about a month, and he's got this down, and he's sending his leaders over to boot camp.
Yep.
And, okay, so basically, here's what you want to do. Number one, you want to treat LinkedIn as a resume. So we want to break apart, your coaching activity from your, see, right now you're putting everything under your name here.
Yes.
And what you want to do is we want to create, we come down here to the bottom. Everything that you have here. The bottom line here is provides people with the name of the company that you work with. And above is the position that you have with the company. So when people look at this, this gives people the perception of who you are. You control that. So here you are in disability management for 7 years.
Yeah.
And then you went over to another, this is in the health field. And then you went over to another health organization where you were a manager. Then we move up here, and what we want to do is we want to create a sense when people look at this that you've been very successful in this field. Now, so you're going from manager up to, no, it's okay. We want to come up with some different names that can make people, you didn't do this for a long time, but again, here, a rehabilitation consultant. So this is something that you've been doing for, okay, for 8 years. Are you still doing it?
Yep, still doing it. But in fact, it's likely been 20 years when I put it all together, right?
Okay, so for example, so if you were looking for, I mean, you could not only use LinkedIn to build your Melaleuca business, but you could also use LinkedIn to get, if you're looking for doctors, you could be using LinkedIn to get doctors for this. You could be using LinkedIn as a coach, as a lifestyle coach, or as a, you could, what you want to do is you want to break that apart and have a separate entry for your coaching business. Do you charge people?
Yes.
Okay, so what do you charge?
I charge $170 an hour.
Okay. So what you want to do is we want to, change this up just a little bit and have a separate entry for coaching. And, probably what you want to do is to make it worthwhile. You could say, you charge $170 an hour. When people subscribe to your coaching program, how many hours do they normally get?
They would get up to 8 hours.
Okay, so take $170, multiply it times 8.
Yep.
Well, that's 1,300. So what you do is you've got this phenomenal coaching program, and frankly, there's no reason why you couldn't get $2,000 for 8 hours.
Yep. Great.
It's I can give you a call later and talk you through it, because what you want to do is you want to position yourself as someone that people can benefit from knowing. But you also at the same point in time want to give yourself credibility that you know what you're talking about, because when you look to see how many people are out there as coaches, for example, if I come back over here, whoops, I'm already in, so if I went in here and brought up, well, I can do it from here. So NLP coach. You're competing with 1,400,000 NLP coach.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, life coach. You're competing with 294,000. If we put life coach together, and do the search. Got 137,000. So, so the bottom line is this. And of course, for your Melaleuca business, you're looking for people that are looking for, open to an opportunity. And today, because of what's happening with inflation, because of rising prices for everything, you could go over here and looking for opportunity. On LinkedIn, You got 1.2 million people that are looking for an opportunity. If we do looking for opportunities, you got 1.8 million. Now, these numbers are constantly rising. And what's happening in many cases is people in your company, people in other network marketing companies are out there and they're just looking for an opportunity. They go over here and they go connect, and then they send that message. They don't mention the name of your company. But once people find out what it is, having that kind of information on your profile is a kiss of death. In fact, we have some examples where someone, one of my students in boot camp, was talking to someone who was a phenomenal prospect. And then we get to the point where we show them the business. And then the person came back and they said, oh, somebody showed me this 2 weeks ago. Thanks, but I don't know enough people for this to work for me. And what that said was, whoever had approached this person, told them about your company, had used the traditional old school method. Oh, we're going to reach out, we're going to talk to our friends. So we actually wrote back to the guy. I'm sorry, it was a woman. And we basically, we probably I should give this as an example in boot camp, but basically we came back to the person. We said, listen, whoever told you, just by your answer, I can tell that whoever told you about the business can't have been very successful and wasn't very well trained, because you don't have to know people to be successful in this business. Would you like to know more about what the modern way is to connect with the business? Person wasn't that interested, and they said, oh, no, thanks, I think I got it. And it took another 3 weeks of continuing to communicate with the person, because the person was having a hard time finding a job. And lo and behold, boom, I said, let me show me. And after showed them how to do the business without going after your friends, without chasing your family, without doing home parties, person signed up in the business. Now, there are going to be people that were introduced to your company 8 or 9 years ago, said no, because back then it wasn't a social media friendly company. Today it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was about maybe 6 years ago, I helped a woman make senior director in your company in 30 days. That kind of, and I've known a lot of the corporate directors for years. Jim McCune was the first one that I worked with years ago, and Eddie Bestoso and Alan Pariser. But about, I guess it was maybe 5 or 6 years ago, Eddie reached out to me and he wanted me to coach his daughter, Leslie. And I said, well, I'll do it, but only if you'll participate in the first 2 sessions. And when I went in and showed him how, I did a couple of searches. He went, wow. And I said, Ed, you guys have a great business. You got great products. It's a great business model. But the truth is, your people are out there working with prospecting with slingshots. When your competition's out there with high-powered lasers, because you guys don't have any tools. So he put together the 1, 2, 3 go thing. I actually worked with what's his name? Chris.
Yeah, Chris Davidson.
Chris Davidson. He actually, I coached Chris, and I showed him the process. Now, the difference between Chris's scripts and that whole approach is, again, it's the same historic business model. We go to our warm market, we go to the people that we know. And the truth is that In fact, let me give you an example of how it works. Let me come back over here. Yeah. Okay, so let me just pass. Okay. So with the profile checklist, what happens is you open up your settings, you make yourself visible. So here's what happens in network marketing. You bring somebody into your business, and then the first thing you do is you ask them to make a list. It's an age-old process. Come up with a list of 100 names of the people that you know. And then when you go to call them, as soon as you bring up the business, a lot of the people that you call the conversation goes to hell. They're not interested. Some people come back and they go, I can't believe you bought into one of those things. And so some of you new recruits can actually get their enthusiasm dampened. They begin to question the decision of even getting into business with you. And of course, so network marketers and salespeople came up with the cliche. Well, in sales, you got to go through 100 no's to get a yes. Okay, stiff upper lip. Every no you get is closer to a yes. And that was before social networks evolved. I mean, think about it. You know, by looking at a profile, so much about the other person. So what you do is before you go to your warm market, before you make that list, you open up your settings, and then you make yourself completely visible, and then you change your photograph. Now, as soon as you change your photograph, there are going to be people that are going to react to the photograph. Some of these people would be the people that you'd be calling to tell them about your business. Only now they are reacting to the photograph. And so you reach out to them and say, Mary, I'm glad you liked my new picture. You know, we haven't talked for a few years since we worked together at the cable company. What's new? And Mary comes back and says, well, I lost my job at the cable company. I'm having a hard time finding work. And to tell you the truth, I'd really rather find something that I can do from home, but I haven't got a clue as to what I can do. That opens you up to show them a possible solution. So the dynamics of the conversation change. Okay, so now you bring Mary into the business. Now, in your situation, you want to help Mary bring in eight people she knows. And as soon as she brings in 8 people, you make $500. And when Mary takes any one of those 8 people that she brought in and helps them get 8 people, then she's going to make $500. So now you get Mary to open up her settings, make herself completely visible to the people that she's connected with, and then have Mary change her picture. People she's connected to are going to react and respond. Conversation starts. And when Mary says, well, what do I say? Mary, you can just say, Mary, scroll up and look at what I said to you. And you want to be there to help her. So once Mary brings in 2 new folks, you're going to help Mary help these 2 people open up their settings, make themselves as visible as possible. You want to get to know all 3 of them. You're the leader. And then you get these 2 new recruits to change their picture, and bada bing, bada boom. So you don't need a funnel. You don't need any of these technical things. And without going after that warm market list, your new recruit in a matter of 2 or 3 weeks, can have a small team of motivated and excited team members that are all positive and encouraged about getting to director, and then getting to director 2, and getting and continuing to move along. Let me come back over here. And let me see if I can find you on Facebook. And we go to people. And I'm going to guess this is you.
That's me.
So let's take a look at your Facebook profile. Okay, now. So one of the things that you could do right here, if let's take a look at your friends. You know how many friends you have on Facebook?
Yeah, I have about maybe 3,800.
Okay, 3,800. Okay. So what you can do is change your picture. Just change your picture and stand back and watch what happens.
Yep.
Okay. Now that's one thing. Another thing that you can do, let's look at, so there's a lot of information here that you need to basically, fill out, because everything that you do, you're limited to the number of times you could change your birthday, but well, we'll talk about it, because it's certainly worth a shot. Now, so at the end of the day, it all comes down to who you're talking to. I was working with one fellow, and we added, after we opened up his settings, we just added the word entrepreneur to his profile. And he had three friends call his brother to get his phone number. They wanted to know, what are you doing? He sold all three of them products. And then I said, Bob, go ahead and post that on your Facebook page. So he does, and in 24 hours, he had something like 25 people that liked it, 28 people made comments, and he picked up 8 more customers. So it's not about you pushing products on people. It's about you finding people. This needs to be, kind of just reorganized a little bit. And I could probably give you a call when this is over and kind of walk you through some of this stuff. So the bottom line is, on Facebook with 3,800 connections, there has got to be people that will all of a sudden see what you're doing. People that you may have even told about the business before, only now you're doing some different things, and people are going to be curious. So, what are you doing? And it works like magic. But the best part about LinkedIn is you have the ability to come over here and look for people that clearly have a need. And these people, depending upon what they did, like looking for opportunities, we can come over here and we can break it down by country. United States. So you got 499,000 people that are looking for an opportunity in the United States. And we want to filter that down a little more. But you turn around and let's look at this one here. Currently seeking new opportunities. We come down. And so the question really, before you reach out to somebody like this, is how active are they? So she started doing in-home support services part-time. And she does this. Kanji, whatever this is. And so, again, there are some real questions about what she does. So we come over here and look at activity. So she liked this. This was 2 weeks ago. Let's see if she's posted anything. She posted something a month ago. So we know she's active. And the challenge that a lot of people have is they don't take the time to check out a profile. They just go over here and they go connect. And then they send out that message. You know, are you interested in a business opportunity? And now people are, not only are people complaining about it, but LinkedIn is having to change their whole format because their paying members are tired of popping onto LinkedIn and getting pitched on all this stuff. Now, at the end of the day, it's going to come down to conversation. It's going to come down to people that you decide that you want to talk to. So I'm going to pop out of my account and I'm going to jump into Mohammed's account. And Mohammed is one of my coaching students. And we're going to come over here and we're going to look in the message area because he's talking to somebody named Dwayne. Whoops. He's talking to somebody named Melissa. Okay. So here you're talking to Melissa. And what do we know about Melissa? Looking for work from home positions. You come down here, she's a driver for Uber. She's doing that for 10 months. She used to be a retail sales manager for Michael's. Daycare assistant, hostess. So the more information a person gives you about themselves, the more open they're going to be to communicating with you. Dog bather, sandwich maker, retail. We come back up here and so right now she's driving for Uber. So he reached out to her end of August. Let's connect. She accepts. See, why do you want to leave Uber and find another job? I'm pregnant. We only have one car. My husband uses for work. I've also done Primerica before, and it wasn't for me. Is this like that? Again, people are getting, and notice there was nothing on her profile about Primerica. So I found the best way to get to know someone is to ask questions because many profiles are not up to date. With your management and customer service experience, I'm not surprised you tried Primerica. So I'm not on here to try to sell you anything, nor is what I do anything like Primerica. What does your husband do for work? And he delivers for Amazon. All right, so now we want to show her with her experience. We know now she's got experience with network marketing, okay? Tried Primerica. So we want to learn, the question is, we want to learn. So she was in Primerica. How long ago were you in Primerica without we want to keep the conversation going. So we're going to go over to raining quote. And we're going to pick up our another dreams quote. We'll do the Walt Disney one. Copy it. Let's come back over to the conversation. So first, we're going to send to that. Okay. Now, sort of a lot. How long ago we want to ask easy questions? How long ago? What prompted her to get into the business? That's going to be the next question. And so hardest part for you is knowing what to say when it comes to a certain point. And Mohammed, you're going to get, the more you do this, let me unmute Mohammed for just a second.
Good morning, Max.
Good morning. Okay. So you're learning a dance. Okay. And maybe you feel like you got two left feet. Maybe you don't feel like you're a good dancer, but you have to admit, if we look back, you learned how to pick out and identify the right people. You feel good about that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you feel comfortable sending someone the initial messages and getting conversations going, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So now you're up to the part where, as the conversations move along, you're going to find there's about 7 or 8 different variations. Okay. And you have to take each one on an individual basis. You have, see, the people in your company that don't have a clue as to how to use social media successfully, man, they just throw that thing out there. This is what we do. What you're learning to do now is you're learning to learn enough about the other person so that you can come back and you could say to her, listen, with all of your experience working with people, management, all these other things, you could be very successful today in a network marketing kind of business if you're properly trained. In order to be successful in network marketing, you need 3 things. Number 1, you need to be involved with a company that has products that you can be passionate about. Now, she can't use Primerica's products. She's struggling financially. It's not her niche. Your company would fit very, very nicely into her lifestyle. She's already buying the products that your company produces. So instead of going to Kmart or Walmart, she can be buying the products from her own store. It doesn't cost very much for her to get started, and you could show her how she could make $500 a week right away without experiencing all the things that she didn't like about Primerica. So first, she's got to be passionate. Second, she has to be, if you want to be successful in this business, man, you need to be working with somebody that's successful, that can help you become successful too. And the third part is, man, if you're going to do this, you got to have a good online tools and an online system. If you don't have all three, you're never going to be successful in this business. Thankfully, you're working with top earners in the company who are dedicated to helping you, dedicated to helping you build your team. So would you like to, and then we use the project launch script where you're about to launch a project, work with two people, help them go to the top of the company in the next 90 days and earn X. Would you like more information about it? And she's going to say yes. That's the way you do it. Now, let me pop. So we'll come back. And I mean, literally, you could be having this conversation 20 times a day. Let's come over here and let me look at Pete, who is up very early. And he's looking at, let's look at Dwayne. See, there's going to be a record. See, you ask somebody what they do, 85% of the time, they're going to come back and they're going to ask you what you do. Okay. So you reach out to this guy. He's a teacher. Now, he's a teacher. He's celebrating 1 year of work. It doesn't show that he is interested in making any change, but we know that teachers all jump into network marketing for additional income. So let's look. So you reached out to him. What? Somehow you made the connection. So you hit him with the icebreaker. How long have you been on LinkedIn? He never responded. 4th of July, you wish him a happy 4th of July. How did you celebrate? Celebrated with some church friends. Now, on the 13th, you said, that's awesome. Never send someone a message that doesn't have a question. And now here, without any attempt to learn more about him, you're hitting him with the project launch script. No effort to learn what prompted him to get into teaching. No effort to learn anything about him. Why did they get into teaching? Now, according to this, in addition, according to this, he's teaching history here. And so he's got 2 jobs. No effort at all. You do not use the project launch script on someone that you don't know enough information about. It's one of the reasons why I was reluctant to introduce it into the boot camp curriculum. Okay? Because if you don't use it correctly, you're going to get, I don't have time for gimmicks, multi-level marketing, or anything of that nature. I do want to hear more about it. Now, the way this should have worked is first, how long have you been teaching? What prompted you to become a teacher? An easy way to bring up the subject would have been, you know, most of the teachers that I work with that have been teaching for as long as you have all participated in a network marketing company to generate extra income. What companies have you worked with? It's a casual question. You're not selling anything. You're trying to learn more about him. And if he says, well, I've never worked with a network marketing company, then you come back and say, when I talk about network marketing, I'm using the term, I'm referring to companies like Amway, like Nu Skin, like Avon or Mary Kay. You ever done any, you ever have done anything with people like that? And he would have come back and he would have told you, oh man, yeah, I mean, I've done 8, 9 different companies, blah, blah, blah. Failed at all of them. So now you're going backwards. So the first thing, you want to find out how long ago, what companies did they work with. For all you know, he was already in your company. This is too early. He says, I'm interested, but if it was going to cost you $500 to show him your business, you wouldn't risk $500 on this guy until you know what his network marketing experience is. If he's got a negative attitude about network marketing, and it may be totally well-deserved, the truth is that you got better information than he does. That's all. Show people how they can be successful in your business. Encourage them, let them know, listen, Dwayne, I wouldn't be talking to you if I wasn't confident that, you could be very successful at that. Most teachers can be. Now, I don't care if you've got a negative attitude about network marketing, then I will have done my good deed for today if I give you a different perspective. Whether you get into my business or not, you really should understand that there are a lot of people that do very, very well in network marketing. Find out what went wrong with him, show him how, because it was a long time ago, because of what they asked him to do. Man, nobody does that anymore. Again, the 3 things. You got to be connected with a company that you're passionate about the products where you tell people about it, even if you weren't getting paid. 2, you got to be working with somebody that's successful. Think about what happens. A lot of people get into a network marketing company based on products because a friend of theirs or somebody told them about the products, so they started buying the products. They love the products. Now they want to build a business, only the person that got them into the business is no longer in the business. Or they're still getting the products, but they don't have a clue as to how to build a business. There is a sequence to how you do this. Now, there will be a whole process of moving him through the process, but you get rid of the objections first. And we're closing out the wrong people, okay? Now, tonight is our second session of boot camp. Tonight, we're going to be talking about connecting with people, the people that you know, people you want to know. And then on Thursday, it's all about communication. You're going to be using now the first week's session is already up. Tonight we're talking about connecting with people. Let's come down here to your toolbox. So here you've got the scripts book that's going to step you through the process of conversation. And you're going to notice that we're starting to add new material. Everything is constantly changing. And of course, you get on these Ask Max sessions where we will help you with any of the issues and challenges you have. So, if you're not talking to 10 or 20 people about your business every day, you can be. There's nothing to stop it. And if you're talking to that many people, you could be closing one person a day. Let me come back over here. Let me log out of your account really quick. Log back into mine. And I'm going to come up here and let's bring up Francisco. Who is one of my students. Actually, he's been a student for a long time. So I got this last day of August. My company started a recruiting contest at the beginning of August. I was so busy enrolling the top earner from another company with a team of 600,000 people that I had no time to do any personal recruiting until this week. The last 7 days, with your elegant strategies and scripts, I've been able to enroll 25 people. Now on the leaderboard. Scroll up a little bit more. In August, he's got 72,000 people in his business. We could go back to the beginning of the year. 2 years ago, he had 200 people. But he just recruited someone in another company that had over 600,000 people. Every one of you is heading down the exact same road. You're learning a dance. You're learning a dance. Once you get the steps, you put the steps to the rhythm of conversation, you get out on a dance floor. And it comes down to, who are you talking to? And you're there. Len, I have a little time before I've got a coaching session. You got some time?
I do, absolutely.
All right. I probably have your number. I have your number when you're registered for boot camp. Let me just make sure. It ends in 0870.
That's correct, yes.
All right, I'll be calling you from area code 561, and give me about 10 minutes and I'll give you a call.
Will do. Thank you so much.
Okay, and for the rest of you, there's nothing to stop you. We're coming into the fourth quarter of the year. It's the best time of the year to build your business. We'll be back at 4 o'clock.